Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and I'm really sorry about this crap lighting, but we can't do anything about it. So we are just arrived at a dental clinic in Leeds where Eleanor is going for a tooth out. So do you want to explain what's been happening? She's been in absolute agony all week. We've been to our dentist. Basically she needs a tooth out, but she's in so much pain. She's been on antibiotics. It's actually a second adult tooth, but she was so scared that she just couldn't. Well, she had the injections to try and numb it, and it didn't numb. So basically we've been trying to find somewhere that offers sedation for children, and this is the only place we can find. And we had to get referred privately, so it's actually costing £500, but obviously you'll pay whatever you need to get your child out of pain. So we've just arrived here. We have to park outside, which we have done, and they will come and get us. Eleanor's been really brave. Hi, love. Do you want to talk? No. So we'll see you when she gets out.
Guys, so it's been about 3 days since I had my tooth taken out, and I don't know if you can see that. It's there. You can't see when I'm smiling or anything, that's good. But it's been taken out. I'm going to show you the tooth because I kept it, because Mum wanted to show Lucas. It looks funny, because just look at those roots there. It started to go funny because obviously there's no bloodstream. Is it bloodstream? There's no constant bloodstream going to the tooth, so it's starting to go funny, which is gross. But I'm still in quite a lot of pain with it, to be honest. But it's more in the jaw, because obviously they had the jaw, the tooth. You can feel teeth there, so it must have ripped it out up here. But when they were doing it, it was sort of they were putting loads of numbing in it, because when I last went to the dentist, the numbing didn't work. But this dentist actually told us that I had an infection in the tooth, which the other dentist that we went to, our dentist, she didn't tell us that there was an infection in there. She might not have spotted it or anything. She might not have spotted it, but she looked at the x-ray. The dentist I got my tooth pulled out with looked at the x-ray and said, "You've got an infection in that tooth." So obviously I was taking antibiotics, even though my dentist said that it might not work, but it did help it a little bit because it did actually numb. So it must have calmed down the nerves so they could actually numb it, because it wasn't numbing before I had the antibiotics, if that makes sense. So they put quite a lot of numbing in it and I couldn't feel it, and obviously I had sedation. So they had this big, I can't describe it, but it was like a tube that went across my face, and I was breathing in this thing, and it was actually really nice. I liked it. But they took it out. It wasn't actually that painful to take it out. The most uncomfortable part was when they were pressing down, because obviously they got to pull a tooth out, so they were going tugging on it, pushing it, because they pushed it up before they pushed it out. So they were got this thing to push it out, and it was going this on a lip, pressing down on it. So that hurt, because obviously that wasn't numb. It was hurting. I'm still taking painkillers because it still hurts, but it's a lot better than it was before, because before I was in agony before I got it taken out. So yeah.
Right guys, I thought I'd just show you something that I've received in the post today. I don't know if you all like this, but I am a bit of a sucker for these Facebook, Instagram offers. This is a skincare one. It's called Dramatica. And basically the first month you get this prescription face cream. That's why I've shown myself with no makeup on. because we're going to see if there's any progress with the wrinkles or the dark pigmentation. So what you do is you fill in a questionnaire online, and one of their dermatologists looks at what you've said, and they prescribe this cream, which is especially for you. And I think it's supposed to be like a 3-month program. So the first month, all you have to pay for is a postage, which I think is $2.99, and then after that it's $19.99 a month. So I thought, well, might as well give the first month a try. I don't have to carry on with it. So I'll show you what I've got. So I just wanted to show you guys, I've been doing my bedroom a bit more, and Eleanor and I put this together from IKEA yesterday. And how long did it take us, Eleanor?
Ages.
About 5 hours to put this together.
Mum, it wasn't 5 hours.
What was it?
We finished it at 6, Mum, and we didn't start it at 1.
I think we did.
No,
Anyway.
we didn't!
Alright, well, maybe it were 4 hours, but it were a long time.
3.
So I got this from IKEA thinking it might be easier to put up than a wardrobe and not take as much space. But anyway, it wasn't easy to put up. Just thought I'd show you. I got these really nice bamboo boxes from IKEA as well. They're £13 each. And then I got this, which is just a little storage thing with dividers in, which is quite useful.
I put that in it for you.
Yeah, you did, didn't you?
I set it up for you as well.
Yeah. So I just thought I'd show you the update on the bedroom. Right, so I've just realised I've not told you the story, the drama that went on when we were coming home on our flight last Saturday. So we flew from Lanzarote. It was due to go out, what time is it? About 11 o'clock. It was delayed for about an hour. Due to weather conditions back in Leeds not being good. Anyway, everything was going okay until about the last half an hour of the flight, when the captain came on and said due to weather conditions in Leeds he was going to have to do a automated landing, which must be, well, I've never heard a pilot come on before and say they were doing an automated landing. And then the stewards told everybody that they had to completely turn off any electronic equipment and phones. So not just putting them on flight mode, they have to be turned off, which is like, oh God. Thinking, well, what if somebody doesn't turn it off? Does that mean it's not going to work, this automated landing? Anyway, so that was going off, and then about 5 minutes later, captain comes on again and says the weather is below minimums, he said, to be able to do an automated landing or a normal landing. So what they're going to have to do is what they call holding, which is just going round and round in circles near the airport in the air to see if the weather improved, he said. And he said, and that's okay because we've got about 45 minutes fuel left, he said. So I'm thinking, oh my God, he's only got 45 minutes of fuel left. I didn't say any of this out loud because poor Eleanor was in a right state. She's already scared of flying. She doesn't like it at all. She's really anxious, and she was crying. So I'm there trying to be positive and say, oh, everything's going to be fine, everything's going to be fine. And when she was looking away, I was crossing myself and I was saying my prayers. So anyway, we kept going round and round. So the aeroplane was tipping up every couple of minutes and then round. And this went on for about half an hour. And you're thinking, well, we can't have much fuel left now. He's going to have to land the plane. And then he came on again, the pilot, and this time he said, the weather still hasn't improved, so we're not going to be able to do an automated landing, and we're going to have to look for somewhere else to land. So I'm thinking, well, you've only got 15 minutes of fuel, you're going to have to find somewhere quick. And luckily, he said in about 5 minutes, he said, so we're going to land at Manchester. I'm thinking, thank God, where the weather is fine to land. So we made our way to Manchester. And this really annoyed me and Eleanor because there was this disgruntled passenger in front, this man, about 30 odd, they're travelling with his partner and 2 young kids, very young children, and he'd been horrible to these kids the whole way. He'd like been shouting and telling them he were gonna smack him and stuff, and oh, he wasn't a very nice man at all. Felt sorry for poor kids. Anyway, he started moaning, saying, collared the steward over and said, how are we going to get from Manchester back to Leeds? Who's going to pay for it? Is Ryanair going to pay for it? Because we're not, and we're not going on a bus, we're going to get a taxi. And the steward quite rightly said, oh, and this man was saying, he didn't even go down to have a look to see what weather we're like. I'm thinking, are you stupid? You don't have to take the plane down to see what the weather's like. They've got all the blooming radio contact and air traffic controllers. So he was ranting on, this man, and about, oh, I've been to Leeds loads of times, and the steward said, well, if you've been to Leeds loads of times, you'll know that it's on a hill, he said, and the weather can be really bad. And he said, would you rather risk your life or be safe, basically, which is true. And me and Eleanor were just like, oh, thank God we're just going to land somewhere else, and we were so grateful, because just for a few minutes I thought we weren't going to land. So that's the dramatic story. So when we got to Manchester, we then had to go to the train station and look to get a train from Manchester back to where we are. Poor Lucas was in Leeds, he'd come to pick us up, but I thought, I'm not going to have him driving over to Manchester to pick us up, so we'll just get a train. That cost us like 48 quid, which I've tried to claim back from Ryanair, but I don't know if we'll get that back. But anyway, it's just one of those things, isn't it? So we had about an hour's wait at the train station, and we got a train, which was really quiet. There was hardly anybody on. But I don't know if you've seen the pictures of me and Eleanor, but because I'm quite vulnerable, well, extremely clinically vulnerable, that's what it says on the letter, we had a mask, face mask and a visor on, and we'd had this on since 9 o'clock in the morning. So when it got to 6 o'clock at night, and also because of the situation, I didn't want us to have anything to eat or drink on the flight, you know, because it might increase any transmission or whatever. So we were starving. We'd not had anything to eat from the morning in there. We'd not had anything to drink. So we were there in the train station looking for somewhere to eat. The buffet obviously was shut, you know, like the stalls. We were walking around Manchester Airport train station, and we managed to find one vending machine. All the others were shut off. So we got a drink. Finally got home about 8 o'clock, and we were absolutely shattered. It had been such a long day and stressful, so we were in bed quite soon after that. We had something to eat. I think we just put pizza in when we got home. So that's the dramatic story of our flight home. So thanks for watching, guys. Hope you've enjoyed this little video. Hope it's not been too boring with my little story, and we will see you on the next video.